I know what my first question's going to be. Help me welcome to the stage our panelist, actress Debi Mazar. Actor Nico Tortorella. Actor Charles Michael Davis. And executive producer Dottie Zicklin.
Nice to see you.
Absolutely.
Hi.
Yes, Debbie.
We got comfortable. I'm gonna fall asleep. Almost. Okay.
You're good.
You good?
Okay.
You're good. Okay.
I'm the one that goes backwards.
Okay. So I have, for starters, I have a comment, more of a comment than a question, which is holy shit. And I was thinking, like, I wonder when they're going to have that Hank in Breaking Bad reading Leaves of Grass moment. Right, and the answer is right here in this very theater. So let's talk about that. What is it? What's the decision to do that, and what does it do to the story that you're telling now?
Well, we decided that we had Edward L. Elmore as a character for many seasons before this, and in the Harvey Weinstein and the Me Too moments that's happening, our show, we like to be in the zeitgeist, and we like to. We just haven't had this ingredient and this zeitgeist together, and as we were telling the story, we thought it was very natural that L.L. Moore would dig up dirt on Liza, and we all talked about it in the room and just decided, let's just blow up a bomb in the first episode. So.
Well, and you foreshadow that so nicely with that, would you like to say something, Liza? You could destroy the company, but we'll support you. I love that. I love that. So what are some of the discussions like? Like, what is gained and what is lost? I mean, because there's always that moment when you have a story where the main character has a secret. The secret is the thing that sustains the entire arc of the show, but at a certain point, you obviously run into that deal where it's like, is everybody around her just completely stupid? Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
right. Well,
What we're trying to do is peel the onion and reveal the secret over time. And we talk about this a lot in the writer's room, is the secret essential to the show? Or as we build these characters and their relationships, do the relationships sustain the show? And that's what we hope. We hope that when it starts with a lie and begets other lies, but really, when Darren and the writers, when we all talk about it, we talk about the show really being an intergenerational show. And we have relationships that just are surprising to us that we keep building. From the start, of course, it was Sutton and Hillary. They have an intergenerational relationship. And then Debbie and Nico have really developed this nice friendship. And we think Charles and the actor Peter Herman, who plays the character Charles, they're getting a sort of mentorship. So we're hoping that the relationships sustain the show, less so than the secret. The secret's fun.
Yeah.
But we hope.
Well, it's a sitcom, so you have to keep that ball rolling. But I think that, the relationships that she has, something like Ride and Die, the show, I think, also brings attention to the fact that maybe age isn't so important on the flip side of stuff. And we all know that it's not. I mean, people are really hung up on age.
I completely agree.
So I like that it kind of like, it's sort of gotten away from, to me, a little bit of like, the surprise is happening. I think Charles sort of figured it out already. I mean, she's a woman, but what does it even matter?
Right.
I mean, why is he so upset or whatever,
I mean, he was just into his 26-year-old assistant, let's be honest.
Well, if the two of you could talk about this for a second, because you're sort of on opposite sides of this divide with the relationship to your main character, and you are generationally the equal, right? You're on the same level playing field, and you start out, it's a relationship of like, it's, all these jokes about cougars in the first season and a half, and then once he learns about it, it turns into something else. Can you talk about your changing perspective towards Liza over the years? Like, how has it changed for both of you in the way you play these characters?
Well, I think it's really special at this point to see Josh and Liza's relationship. Cute, right? Josh and Liza's relationship moved from a romantic one to a platonic one. You know, I think you rarely see that on television. I have weed on my socks, and Debbie noticed it, and now we're making it a thing, y'all. Intergenerational.
Yeah.
You know, for me, I think that my character has known Sutton's character for a very long time. We're old friends, and so I'm just there to support. But basically, when my character creates the lie in the very beginning, season 1.
That's right.
I'm like, just come on, like, you know, throw some makeup on, just lie. Who cares? Like, hustle, get a job.
Right.
And I don't think that Maggie really ever cares about the lie, and I've never met Charles.
Right.
So this whole drama that's going on at the office, she comes home and talks about it. But the evolution is good because I think that Maggie keeps her real. She checks her on stuff. But living a lie can be fun. It's fantasy.
Yeah.
So what's the problem? I don't know.
How do you keep things? how do you keep things light? How do you keep things light and funny without downplaying the seriousness of some of the serious issues? Because this is a serious show. Like, this is a show you laugh, you have fun while you're watching it, but there's real issues being discussed here. How do you thread that needle?
Well, I think that's on all of us, really, the writers and the cast. I mean, I think
also Darren, just from many successful shows and lots of years of storytelling, really feels he's always talking about the audience. How's the audience experiencing this? And he wants the audience to have fun, and he wants it to be thrilling, and he wants it to be fun and funny and moving. But so there are political things in it, like ageism, which that really wonderful woman gave that speech on. That speech was amazing.
Unbelievable.
Wasn't it great?
We were like, wow. But that's a serious issue. But we sprinkle in a little bit of your veggies with lots of.
Yeah. Well, and it's not just that. Oh, go ahead.
Well, like, no one else has approached this Me Too movement with a sense of humor at all. And I think, obviously, it's a very, very serious subject, but there's a way to make the message of a movement more digestible by adding that humility in. And I think that this show has done this with so many issues for so long. Cronish.
That's pretty great.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you talk a little bit about the publishing industry and about the details of the publishing industry, the lingo of the publishing industry, and this whole satire? Like, this is one of the most important industries in New York. And one of the things that impressed me right out of the gate was I'm sort of that industry. Like, I'm in journalism, but also, book publishing I've learned a little bit about now. And that's one of those things where it's like the people who are making fun of this know what they're doing. Like, you really seem to know where the bodies are buried. Where does that come from?
Well,
and for the actors, do you ever talk to anybody in the industry, and what do they tell you?
We have a mole, a paid mole. Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, we do. You can look around online. He wants to remain anonymous, but it's a
not for long.
But there have been some. You can dig around, and I won't say who he is. But so yeah, he checks everything that we do, and we talk to him about things. Is this realistic? And a lot of times, the real mechanics of the publishing industry are slower than our show would move.
Absolutely.
How long things take to get published. But we try to really go with real issues that are happening, and then we speed them up.
Yeah.
Well, I just recently wrote a book, and I came out. So I've been spending a lot of time in this world. I was at BookCon yesterday, and
We gotta talk to Nico.
right there we go. All That Is New came out April 17th. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target. But the first thing I noticed working in this industry was that nobody dresses like this in the publishing industry.
Right.
Nobody.
Right. It's like a corollary of nobody has an apartment as big as the one on Friends.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's like that
And
kind
on
of
this show too.
Well,
My loft's amazing.
Yeah, my apartment in Brooklyn.
I want to live there.
That's great. And then the shooting in New York. What do you gain from shooting in New York? You could fake this. You could go to Toronto or something.
You can't fake this.
I've already faked it. I lived in LA for a while, and we go in the back lot, the Fox or wherever, and there's that fake New York thing. But there's nothing like New York, and it plays a major character in this show, it just gives texture, and there's, you know, endless amounts of people and situations, and I love it. It reminds me of like Mary Tyler Moore or All in the Family, like you really feel the energy of the cities, particularly Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Which is changed even for me being from there, but you know, it's like to showcase it in that way. For me, it gives me life because I get to work in my hometown.
Yeah.
You know, get to use that tax incentive, which we're all like contributing to today.
Come on now.
And you know, when I moved back from LA, I thought, oh my God, I'm going to sacrifice my career, but I have to do it for my kids. I don't want them to grow up here in New York. And then the industry came. And it was like, ah, like work started happening here, so it's great in the show, you know. There's a lot of flavor.
When you're shooting on the streets of New York, do you meet fans? Do people come and watch you film?
I take
do
the
they
F
talk
train,
to you?
so you know.
Yeah, seriously. So
Yeah.
so they see you on the subway and they want to
All the
talk to you
time.
about. Tell me about what that's like.
Well,
Has that ever happened to you before?
Well, it happened to me even downstairs tonight. No, but I mean, it comes with the territory, and you have to embrace it, and people are your fans, and that has to make you really happy. Like, you have to kind of give that back, the love, and I prefer to remain a pedestrian. Like, I'm never going to like have to like only hide and be too uncomfortable. There's some weirdos out there, don't get me wrong.
Well, yeah, for sure.
But it feels great. It feels great to be liked or appreciated. I mean, when I walk down the street here and someone goes, yeah, mommy, like nice ass, I'm like, yes. I am not part of the Me Too movement on that, I'll tell you that. I appreciate that. In LA, that doesn't happen because nobody walks, so then they think you're a prostitute. That's a whole other story. Sorry, this wasn't my personal comment.
A question about New York has led to that.
Yes. What about you guys?
Yeah, it happens. You know, it's interesting over the years as technology and social media has advanced. It's gone from like, you know, saying hi or asking for an autograph or something to now just it's all about the
Selfies.
picture, right? And just a word of advice, ladies and gentlemen.
Please filter me. Just do me a favor.
That. No, but say hi before you just come right in for the picture. Introduce yourself. Like, if you want the picture, I totally hear you.
That's
But,
the
like,
social media version of "Can you buy me a drink first?"
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But even I was working out at Equinox the other day, and
Which one?
24th and Park.
Soho, Bond, and Lafayette. I have an Equinox.
24th.
24th and Park.
But
Hoboken.
This girl comes up to me as I'm on the elliptical, and I'm like, have like a beanie on, and I'm just like in the zone, and she gets emotional, and she starts having a conversation with me, and I take my headphones off, and she asks for a picture while I'm going, and I was like, yeah, come on in. And then she proceeds to ask me if I could take a video for her friend to say hi. And like, it's just one step too far.
Right.
So did you do the video?
I fucking did it.
Anybody, please start a line right here. For anybody who'd like a picture. Videos over here. He will do it. Twist his arm.
Has anybody ever like suddenly pulled their car over to get a selfie? Because I've heard.
A police officer did that to me.
Are you
once.
kidding me?
I swear to God, in Brooklyn, in Williamsburg. Yeah. I thought I was in trouble because I've been in trouble before. But she jumped out of the car. She was like, "I know you," and I was like. And she took a picture of me. It was amazing.
The policing community is a big part of the younger audience. Yes, definitely. So we have a little bit of housekeeping here to do, and I'm hoping maybe you can help me out with this. We are giving away copies. Oh shit! Oh. Wait! No! Okay, hold on.
Well, it's okay. How many do we need to pick? How many do we need to pick?
It's like
There are no accidents in the universe.
no. Yeah. Yes.
Now you know it is random.
Everybody's
Okay.
winning. All right. Yes. Okay. All right. Great. Okay. Anyway.
Oh, man.
That was epic. That was a gag.
I give you these 15 commandments. Okay. Debbie, will you help me rescue what's left of my dignity by drawing these?
Let me just just mix it up. I have a really nice manicure. It's just like nail
Well, our
cam.
nails match, actually.
So you want me to choose
Yes.
a ticket? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, got one.
Okay.
I think I got one. Yeah.
And all right.
What do I do?
Read it.
Oh, okay. Keep this coupon.
Keep this coupon. Does anybody? No, I'm kidding. The number.
yeah.
Hey,
I didn't bring my.
Marriage vacation is what we're giving away. Marriage vacation.
It's
400-472. Again, 400-472. Right on.
he gets a buck anyway.
All right.
The sheer nerve merits a book. Okay. All right. Let's pass it down. Let's pass it down.
Okay, done.
Okay. Yeah.
400445. That's
Bingo.
you.
All right.
Come on down. The price is right.
Raffle.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. It's upside down. 400484. All right, give it up. There you go. Next one is for a video with Nico. There'll be multiple, at least a dozen numbers read.
400498.
Woo!
Okay.
How many of these do we have?
The last one is coming up. Here, I'll do the last
Yeah.
one as
There you go.
atonement for
don't drop
for
it,
my
though.
slapstick, for my slapstick unintentional comedy. Okay, 400424 is the last one. Hey, right here in the front.
Representing the center row,
The center row.
center column. Oh, what is
Outstanding.
this? Section,
Yes.
center section.
Center section.
This is rows, columns.
That's good. So we're going to take questions from the audience. If you have any questions,
sending
put your
everything
hand in the
back
air
out.
and wait for the microphone, and we'll answer
I
questions
know.
for you.
I did it at first to show.
Why
my
is there even a
shoe.
coffee table on the stage?
They want it
Set
to
deck.
look like
Watch
the
out.
actors
Yeah, that looks.
Come on.
Since you suggested it, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Michelle, and I would love a selfie. Would you be willing to take a selfie?
Of all of us?
Nice, publicly.
Yes. Come on. Come on.
Peer pressure.
I don't know if I can do
Fun,
this.
everybody.
There you go.
All right, how do you suggest that, though?
I can take it.
Turn the other way. This way the lights in
Here,
your
I'll take
face. If you want to look good. You
Get it too?
Yeah, have a seat here.
Not good at the selfie system. Oh my gosh.
Is Debbie in here too?
Just go ahead and lay on in it.
1, 2. All right, I'll do that one too. Jeanette, there. What do you think of that?
I get to check it out too.
Oh, beautiful.
That works.
Okay, all right.
I love you guys. I love the show.
There's
All
stairs
right.
over here.
Can you tell us about the writer?
Okay, wait a second. Wait for the.
Be sure to tag me.
Wait for order to be restored,
Can
and
you
then
hear
we'll
me?
take a second and savor it.
Can you tell us about the writing process? Are there several writers?
I really appreciate all of you
Cool.
and the work you
We
do.
love you.
Thank you.
Okay.
They mentioned the writers in that episode. Can you tell us about the writing process for Younger? Is it a group of writers, one writer, and what is the age of your staff who write the show?
Question. Excellent question.
We have
They're all under 25.
8 writers.
8 writers.
We have like 3
Male.
tiers. We have 20-somethings, and then 30-somethings, and then the olds, me, my husband, and Darren. And
Don.
And Don, yeah. We got a new old.
New gray.
Yeah.
Shades.
So I hope that it's all, we have a lot of intergenerational discussions, and I certainly learn a lot. I have a 14-year-old son, so I get to, be in the know, which makes me feel great. And then, I hope that the youngsters also learn something from us too. But the writing process is, it's like we start, for 2 weeks, it's like a big group therapy session, and we just all talk about what's going on in your life, what's happening, and what could be an interesting story, and it's all free for all. And then we start also looking in the world of publishing and braiding that in and trying to create all the stories. But it's very much like a big group therapy session.
So we have another question over there.
Oh, hi. Thank you guys so much. Debbie, you're a New York icon. My friend's too embarrassed to say it, but I'll say it. Thank you. My question is, as a fan, I really appreciate the sort of outreach to fans, and I've read a lot about how that works. I know it's on TV Land, which is not the usual network you'd see a show like this. But can you speak a little bit about the experience for you guys in the fan extras, the videos, the podcasts, and how because you feel connected to the larger fan base as it's grown as the seasons have gone on?
Well, it was a huge adjustment. Now, I'm not the millennial in the group, but this network and the group of people that they've put together to put the publicity, like the amount of ideas that come up with filming and opportunities and how they mix it into social media, where you're like, oh my God, like it's really weird for me, because you can only control so much of what's gone out there, and sometimes you'll be like, in these like PR days, and they're sitting in a chair and they're asking you questions, and it's spur of the moment, and you're kind of slouching your chair wrong, or you say the wrong thing, you kind of rethink it later, and then it's all over the internet, and it can never come down.
Forever.
Forever.
Yes. Much like my dropping that pumpkin full of tickets that will always be there.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Debbie got that.
Wait, so this is one of my favorite Debbie stories in the whole world. So we were on.
Well, it's not really a story about my story. You saw it.
I saw it, yeah. It was my story. So we were on set shooting this season, and there's a famous paparazzi dude in New York City that like always shows up on sets. And I walk outside to go to do my first shot, and I hear Debbie go, "Hey, you, come over here. I want to talk to you." And
It wasn't like that.
proceeds to blast him about a specific picture that was taken, and it was just like, it was unbelievable. It was like an angle or something, right?
Well, he comes on the set all the time, and he'll be like, you'll be shooting a walk and talk where you're having to deliver really cool dialogue, and for some reason he has this camera, he's like, and he gets like right in your frame. Look, I don't even know how he's not even in the show. and you're just kind of really distracted. It takes you out of the scene, and then I was I had rollers in my hair. I'm wearing a nightgown, and I'm screaming out a window in Brooklyn, and so he's now on the street filming the scene, but it looks like he caught you at home or something. Well, that's okay. I was there. But it was a scene, and it was kind of uncomfortable, because I gave him the shot, and of course he gave the post me going like this. And I gave him like nice angles, and he just printed like the worst crazy picture. Or that's the one they took. Who knows?
Right. That was the point of why I told the story.
Yeah.
You can't pay.
So I had to
what
yell
goes
at him
out.
for not at least editing his pictures,
Right.
or handing them a decent one.
I loved it so much.
Well, considering how often he's in your life, it's the least he can do.
Yeah.
Well,
Wouldn't you
he's
think?
not in our lives that much, but once.
When we're on the street shooting in the city, he's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
So, okay, back there.
We do know it's
Hi guys, thanks for being here. I'm just going back to the fact the show is set in book publishing, and I was curious if you guys have. Hi, I'm hiding. Hello.
Start over.
So yeah, just going back to the fact the show is in publishing. Do you guys have favorite books, and could you recommend them?
Favorite books, yeah.
I got a favorite book.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nico's book.
There you go.
My cookbook,
All of
the
it
first
is you.
one.
Debbie's cookbook.
Yeah.
Debbie's cookbook.
Peter has a children's book.
Yes.
It's actually really good.
What's it called? The Moose?
The S.
Thank you,
That's
dear.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
If the S in moose comes loose, you're a goose.
Before the Night Falls, Ronaldo Arenas. It's not new, but I just saw it in my closet the other day. Read it again.
Good. Okay, over there. Right there.
Right here?
Yep. With the microphone.
With the microphone.
Hi, I'm Rachel. Thank you guys for coming out. So we obviously saw a bomb dropped on us a few a few minutes ago. But two of the characters on the stage were not in the premiere episode.
Okay.
So
I shot that episode. I was in Madrid for 2.5 months filming. I flew back for 48 hours to shoot I had a couple scenes.
For the first episode.
Yeah. I got to see my kids, went back to Spain. Didn't know that I was cut out of the episode. It's okay. But we had a lot to cover, and we have 23 minutes. Yeah. So sometimes, very often, with any one of us, they write, scenes, and they end up on the cutting room floor because we have to tell a story and drive it forward. And we still get paid, so we're like, shit, okay, all right. What can you? It's just part of the business.
Yeah. That wasn't my question, but
okay.
right.
She never asked a question.
I just wanted
Rachel,
to
what
know
was the question?
Well, now you know.
Like, what's coming up for Josh? We just saw, the wedding happening.
That's not how you prefaced it.
Uh-oh, Rachel's in
Sorry,
trouble.
Rachel and I just ran a 5K earlier this morning, so we're a little bit loopy. But no, what is coming up for some of the other characters that we didn't see during the episode?
Yeah, well,
we obviously know what's happening with Liza, but
Are you asking for what's happening in the next episode?
no, just kind of
I don't know if they're going to tell you that.
He was still stuck in Ireland. Don't you remember the last season at the end? He gets married.
I've got one for you because I actually thought about this. There are 3 characters that are going to rekindle relationships.
Well, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir?
That's a good reveal.
With 3 other characters or with each other?
At the same
At the
time.
Polyamory.
Altogether.
Yes.
I don't remember the troubles on this show.
On a very special younger.
I'm just going to say, Josh's relationship history has always been a little troubled. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay. Who's next? Over there.
Hi, my name is Monica, and I'm a teacher here in the city. And I know we actually, we'll chat later, but we have a special connection. Bethany came to my school. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you to teach the class?
Yeah, to teach the class. It was amazing. But my question goes deeper. I'm actually an English teacher by trade. Dance is just what I've done for 2 years.
Nice.
But I want to go back to the question about publishing, and how do you guys hope that this program, this show, really helps to bring reading back into popularity? Like, books are not where we're going. So I just love it because as an English teacher, books are like key to my life. And yeah, you gave out hard copies, which is like unheard of right now. Yeah.
Well, we're all readers, and so reading has a special place for all of the writing staff. I know that, and I have said this. I've put this into dialogue in the show, but I feel like reading a novel. I obviously write dramatic writing to be performed by wonderful actors, which brings it a whole different life that you never even expected, and it's great. That's a beautiful kind of writing. But novel writing, to me, writing fiction, writing novels, is like the author whispering into your ear. So I think it's a very different form. I so want it to survive and thrive and, not go the way of opera. So that's where we're opera.
I think what this show does for the book itself is visibility, right? It's alive on television right now for multiple generations to digest, and it's just so important. It's doing its job, so important.
Can I just add one thing to what you said, which is Walter Mosley, the great author Walter Mosley, was here just yesterday because he's a staff writer on Snowfall, and I did an interview with him for Vulture, and we talked about reading and about books, and he said that that actually books, the number of books, the absolute relative number of books sold in this country hasn't really gone down, and more people are buying books on paper. There was a while where it seemed like it was all going electronic. So the object, the object that we're handing out here is actually doing quite fine. The problem is more people are publishing books than ever before, and they have the ability to do it. And the question is, how do you get people to know that you have a book? That's where that's about. And so, like, reading, this show is helping. The show is helping, and there's going to be more books than ever before, I hope. So, yeah, over there.
Hi, I'm Felicia.
Hi, Felicia.
Hey.
Hi, Felicia.
Yes.
I cannot wait till this question is over.
So you can say bye, Felicia. Oh man,
Your name brings joy. Listen to that.
You're right. I'll take it.
She's never heard that before.
I was going to ask a little bit about like cast chemistry, because I know Debbie, your character, has known Liza for so long, and then Charles, your character, kind of enters the scene later. So what is it like developing the chemistry on set, or like do you guys have fun and flirty cast dinners? Like, I don't know, Yeah.
Honestly, this show has been summer camp for the last 4+ years. We shoot for 3 months out of a year, and then for the rest of the time we go back and live our own separate lives. And when we come back to it, we have created such a family unit that the magic that you see on screen is the magic that we share every single day that we're together. I mean, we're making a 23-minute rom-com, and we just show up to work and have fun and fall in love with each other, and that's what happens every single day.
Yeah.
I love you.
Oh. Yeah.
You all stay in touch when you're not shooting? You get a text from each other and stuff?
We text, we all text, and you know, different people have had babies and different celebrations in their lives, and you know, so we text and say hi. Sometimes we meet it for dinner, believe it or not, and but we all pretty much are all trying to still work. You know, it's the actor hustle, so we move on.
Right. Okay, right there.
Hi.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh. Hi.
Oh, it's not you. Hi.
I just want to say that my roommate and I, we both work in publishing.
Nice.
And I always wonder how anyone on the show affords those outfits on a publishing salary. But my question was, if any of your characters wrote a book, what would the title be?
Ooh, I'm stealing that.
Our characters wrote a book, not if we wrote a book.
Our characters? Yes. Oh. Mine would be better. Huh? With Maggie's?
Mine would be Devil Wears Dolce & Gabbana. His suits are Dolce & Gabbana. Yeah. Yes, you get it.
Hot summer in the city.
Switchblade?
Blade Runner.
Right.
Just tattoo of us.
Nice. Over there. Yeah.
Me? Oh, hi. I work in publishing as well, and it is so fun for us all to. We all talk about it the next morning, and it's a lot of fun. My question is for Dottie. Is there so much of it is clearly a nod to the rail industry? Do you have a favorite thing that you were able to incorporate, or something that was happening in the rail publishing world that you can't wait to try to fit into the show?
Oh, we always are doing that.
We can hire her.
Won't give it. Yeah.
Right.
But the Frankfurt Book Fair. Always want to do that. There's so many things that they come up. There's a library up on the Upper East Side that has an awards every year. We've done the Penn Awards. We get all of any kind of party, because I know that these days it's a little slim in publishing.
You have a lot bigger budget.
Yeah. So we look for this parties and splash them up. But yeah. But look for Frankfurt this year. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Way in the back. Okay.
Hi, my name is Jensen, and I've
Hi,
noticed Charles Michael Davis. I really love your suit.
Oh, thank you.
I love the way you look always. I love your outfits.
Yeah.
Appreciate the love.
I know,
Thank
it's a
you.
little weird. This past Thursday, my fiance interviewed you, and you were wearing such an amazing suit. She says to me that she wants me to rent something like that for our wedding. Where can I get that blue suit, bro?
Blue suit, Thursday. Wait, where was it at?
Thursday at Viacom. Where was it, baby? Where was it, sweetie? Sweetheart, where was the interview?
I think if it was a blue suit,
Images,
it might have been from it might have been from J. Crew. The key is though to get it tailored.
Well, yes, that's the key, and I want to look dapper like you for her. You know, I like Nico. Nico. I call you Nico because I'm on first name basis. It is your name, I know. I refer to you as Josh, Nico. I'm confused all the time. I love your look too, but I don't think I can do that at the wedding. Right? I can't pull off Nico's look. I'm gonna try for yours.
Wear to the wedding? Let's start here.
But I just want to point out everyone in this room and the 5 of you up there. I'd love it if you can make it to our wedding. I'd love it.
I love a good wedding.
It'll be a winter wedding.
Tonight's
Hope to see you all there.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah, here. Wait, is that it? Is it a Vulture Fest?
It was probably Vulture Fest, yeah.
Wait, is that the suit?
Yeah, that one's from J. Crew. J. Crew's the Ludlow suit.
The Ludlow
and
model.
it breathes very well.
Let's have a round of applause for Getty Images. Yeah. Okay,
Hi.
right down there.
Oh, can I go? Hi, I'm Jana, and I'm really here for Debbie. Debbie, I love you.
Hi. Oh, thank you.
On the same topic of clothes, I couldn't help but notice that Kelsey was wearing fur coat,
Who,
Kelsey.
She was running
And I was just wondering kind of how that came about, if there's any discussions.
I'm not the wardrobe person.
What?
I don't do wardrobe. No. I know. It was probably fake fur.
It was definitely good. Awesome.
And,
Thank you.
What's the question?
So I was just wondering how that came about, since the show's kind of inspiring a generation of
No, we're not PETA, and we're not like vegans. We're not going to go. We're not going to
Neither
go
am I.
that deep. We're not going that deep. We have to have fun. My daughter just turned vegetarian like yesterday. She's 12, and she doesn't like vegetables. So, bad question for me.
She can come over. I'm a vegetarian too. Send her over. I don't like vegetables.
What's the question? Why was she wearing?
The question was like, why was she wearing fur coat? She could have been wearing anything else.
Why not? How about that?
All right, that's it. Thanks.
Okay, let's show the front row some love. It's,
Hi, I'm Kate, and I was wondering if you have a bucket list location in New York that you would like to see your characters shoot.
The subway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The F train specifically.
No, maybe.
Yeah.
That new Hudson Yard, the Geary walkway.
Yeah.
Before that it gets, because that's going to be
amazing. That's great. I'll do it.
Cool.
Yeah, I got to shoot in Times Square, as you guys saw. So.
I'm sorry.
It was cold that night.
Were you accosted there?
No, I was not. There was a barrier, but there were a lot of fans.
A barrier.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Good. Okay. Yes.
Hi. So there've been a lot of lighthearted questions, which is great. A little bit
Let's
more
keep
serious
it that way.
question. Nah.
The violin.
We can't just do that.
And that all ends
I guess
now.
it's mostly for you, Dottie. So when the show premiered, I mean, I loved it. But, you get halfway through the season, you're like, is everybody in publishing and everyone in New York white? Like, it was very whitewashed, I thought. Because I lived here for a couple of years now. And that's not my experience living here at all. So with last year, especially when they started to introduce new characters, when you came on, Asif, I think his name is, came on as the love interest to Liza, that was just such a relief, because I'm like, this doesn't look like a world that I know, and now it does. And it kind of reconciled my love for the show with my discomfort with it not looking like New York to me, in terms of people. Obviously, it's filmed here, it looks like New York, but was that like a, I guess, conscious decision, or did somebody just kind of look around and say, this looks kind of weird?
This is America.
It's supposed to be in New York, and it doesn't really, people-wise,
we've
look like New
talked
York.
about it before,
Yeah.
actually. I mean, I've said things too myself, and I even I've actually had two African American girlfriends on the show.
Girlfriend, the second season.
But no, but I agree.
Right, but
with
they're like periphery characters.
Yeah.
As opposed to like Zane, who is a main character.
Absolutely.
Who is like a main character.
Yeah.
And he's a great character, anyways. But
Well, I'm representing Italy.
And in terms of the background of the show, I think since the beginning, it's always been very diverse.
among
but
the guest characters.
Well,
but not so much.
and even just the extras, just the space. That's
Well,
being
now we
filled
have
in the
Charles.
bars.
Yes.
Charles, would you like to speak on this at all? Instead of all of us speaking on this?
Yeah, it is. Look, I'll tell you personally, it is something that for me, being an actor, moving out to Los Angeles, and then people saying, who do you model yourself after? And there's very few actors to say. And now, as I've progressed in my career, I can now point to other actors who I know were in the same position that I was Michael B. Jordan, Michael and I were, Michael was like my stand-in on a commercial. I remember being like, hang in there, guys. I was like, you're gonna do all right. But yeah, when I got my first series regular, it was for a CW show, and I remember driving down the boulevard and looking at the billboards. At the studios in Burbank, and you see all their shows, and at the time, it's like Gilmore Girls and things like that, and you realize it could be very whitewashed, yeah. And so, that is one of the things that I'm very conscious of, and also my role and what I play. And this I love because it's not something that is about being black in the industry.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be about that.
Yeah, it's not about that, but you know, I do hear you on that.
We hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly not saying that there weren't people that came on and did appearances. I just meant for like the main core cast. You know, it's nice to see it more diverse.
Yeah, and I will say there's a difference. There's a difference between the co-stars, the guest stars, and then what you trust someone to carry a show or to affect the other main cast members. Yeah, and you know, it's just about having that opportunity. Yeah, you know, again, Dottie,
I'm so sorry.
I guess my question was it a conscious decision to do that, or was it just we have this character Zane and he came out and it's like, oh wow, he's amazing.
I think they cast the actors first before they ever thought about what color they were to begin with. Like, you know, when you think about someone like Sutton Foster, you know, she sings, she dances. We're not using those abilities in this show. And really, I think that they wrote the characters, and they could have been any color, but whoever came in just kind of fit what the idea was at the moment. I mean, that's what I can say from the casting perspective.
Writers and people in charge tend to be white. What they already have in their head.
Of course.
They don't tend to be white. They're
and their experience that they have too.
We got to move along. We got more questions. One more. Okay.
Hi, I'm gonna shoot my shot. I'm Christy. Can I have a selfie?
Yeah, come on.
Okay, so.
Why don't we do that after?
Yeah, let's do that afterwards.
We'll do the picture after.
Let's have. Do we have one more question?
Yeah.
Question.
I got a date.
Okay. There we go.
Hi, I actually have two quick questions. First question was, Nico, did you love SpongeBob? Because I was the crazy fan that stopped you but did not ask for a selfie.
Oh my God! First of all, you should have. It was unbelievable. If you haven't seen SpongeBob,
the musical.
It's unbelievable.
Right. So that was my first question because I also enjoyed it very much.
I wept like a 5-year-old in the second row the entire time. Yeah.
But my real question, and not that I don't love the two of you on the end, but Debbie, being Liza's best friend on the show, as yourself and both as Maggie, are you Team Charles? Are you Team Josh? Or you think she should be looking for someone else? Because Christian Borle, we know, is going to be on the season this year.
First of all, I've never met Charles.
I don't care about you.
So she comes home and talks about him, but he's just like a blank to me. I've met Josh. I like Josh, but I also think that Liza should have fun with both. She got a divorce. She's not married. If she wants to have both, she can, until she chooses one.
Fair. Totally Team
or
Josh.
Neither. Or both.
Come on. All right. Okay. Well, I think on that note, this was fun.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
We'll see if the promised polyamorous threesome ever materializes. So thank you to the cast of Younger, and thank you to this wonderful audience.
Thank y'all.